Hey everyone, in this video, we're going to talk about how to apply for a mortgage. Buying a home is a big financial decision, and getting a mortgage is a crucial step in the process. Applying for a mortgage can be overwhelming, but we're here to help break it down for you. Step 1. Check your credit score before you start the process of applying for a mortgage. It's important to check your credit score. Lenders will use your credit score to determine if you're eligible for a loan and what your interest rate will be. Make sure your credit score is accurate and up to date. If there are any errors, you can dispute them with the credit bureau. Step 2. Determine how much you can afford. The next step is to determine how much you can afford to borrow. Use an online mortgage calculator to get an estimate of what your monthly payments would be. You'll need to provide information about your income, debt, and expenses to get an accurate estimate. Step 3. Shop around for lenders. Once you have an idea of how much you can afford, it's time to start shopping around for lenders. Compare interest rates, fees, and terms of the loan to find the best option for you. You can apply for a mortgage through a bank, credit union, or online lender. Step 4. Gather documentation. When you're ready to apply for a mortgage, you'll need to gather documentation. This includes your W-2s, tax returns, pay stubs, bank statements, and any other financial documents that the lender requests. Make sure you have everything in order before you start the application process. Step 5. Submit your application. Now it's time to submit your application. You can do this online or in person. The application will ask for your personal information, employment history, and financial information. Double-check all the information before you submit it to ensure it's accurate. Step 6. Wait for approval. Once you've submitted your application, it's time to wait for approval. This can take several weeks, and the lender may request additional documentation during the process. Be patient and responsive to any requests from the lender. Step 7. Close the loan. If your application is approved, you'll need to close the loan. This is where you'll sign the final documents and pay any closing costs. Make sure you understand all the terms of the loan before you sign the paperwork. Conclusion. So that's how to apply for a mortgage. It can be a complex process, but by following these steps, you can increase your chances of getting approved for a loan. Remember to check your credit score, determine how much you can afford, shop around for lenders, gather documentation, submit your application, wait for approval, and close the loan. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to a mortgage professional for guidance. Thanks for watching and good luck with your mortgage application. Get pre-approved for a mortgage. Before you start house hunting, it's important to get pre-approved for a mortgage. This means that you'll have a good idea of how much money you can borrow and what your monthly payments will be. To get pre-approved, you'll need to provide your lender with documentation such as your income, assets, and credit score. Choose the right mortgage for you. There are different types of mortgages available, such as fixed-rate mortgages and adjustable-rate mortgages. It's important to choose the right type of mortgage for your needs and financial situation. Your lender can help you understand the pros and cons of each type of mortgage and choose the one that's right for you. Gather all necessary documentation. When you apply for a mortgage, you'll need to provide your lender with a lot of documentation. This includes your income information, such as pay stubs and tax returns, employment history, and credit history. Make sure you have all of this information organized and ready to go when you apply for your mortgage. Understand the mortgage application process. Applying for a mortgage can be a complicated process, but understanding the steps involved can help make it easier. Your lender will walk you through the application process, but it's important to ask questions and make sure you understand what's happening at each step. Be prepared to make a down payment. Most mortgages require a down payment, which is a percentage of the purchase price of the home. The amount of the down payment can vary depending on the type of mortgage and other factors. Make sure you have the funds available to make a down payment before you apply for your mortgage. Keep your credit score in good shape. Your credit score plays a big role in the mortgage application process. A higher credit score can help you get approved for a mortgage with a lower interest rate. Make sure you're paying your bills on time, keeping your credit card balances low, and avoiding opening new lines of credit before you apply for your mortgage. Work with a reputable lender. Choosing the right lender is important when applying for a mortgage. Look for a lender with a good reputation and plenty of experience helping people get approved for mortgages. Your real estate agent may be able to recommend a reputable lender in your area. Be patient. Applying for a mortgage can be a time-consuming process. It's important to be patient and not rush through any steps. Make sure you're providing your lender with all of the necessary documentation and responding promptly to any requests for additional information. Here's a 1-minute script based on this information. Are you thinking about buying a home? Applying for a mortgage can be a complicated process, but with the right information, you can make it easier. Here are some tips to help you apply for a mortgage. First, get pre-approved for a mortgage. This will give you a good idea of how much money you can borrow. Next, choose the right mortgage for you. There are different types of mortgages available, so make sure you choose the one that's right for your needs. Gather all necessary documentation, and be prepared to make a down payment. Keep your credit score in good shape, and work with a reputable lender. Finally, be patient. Applying for a mortgage can take time, but it's worth it in the end. Good luck with your home buying journey. Gather required documentation to apply for a mortgage. You'll need to provide some documentation to your lender. You may need to provide income verification, such as pay stubs, tax returns, and bank statements. You'll also need to provide identification, such as a driver's license or passport. Additionally, you'll need to provide information about the property you're purchasing or refinancing. Get pre-approved. Getting pre-approved for a mortgage is a smart step to take before you start house hunting. Pre-approval lets you know how much house you can afford, and it also shows sellers that you're a serious buyer. To get pre-approved, you'll need to provide your lender with some documentation, including income and employment information, credit history, and any other relevant financial information. Submit your application. Once you've gathered all the required documentation and gotten pre-approved, it's time to submit your application. Your lender will likely have an online application process that you can use, or you can submit a paper application. Make sure you double-check all the information before submitting your application. Wait for approval. After you've submitted your application, the lender will review your information and make a decision on whether to approve your mortgage. This process can take several weeks, so be patient. During this time, the lender may request additional documentation or clarification on some of the information you've provided. Close the loan. If your application is approved, you'll be notified of the closing date. On the day of closing, you'll need to bring a certified check for the down payment and closing costs, and you'll sign a lot of paperwork. Once everything is signed and the funds have been transferred, you'll officially own your new home. Maintain your mortgage. After you've closed your mortgage, it's important to keep up with your payments and maintain your credit score. If you have any issues or questions, don't hesitate to contact your lender for help. That's it. By following these steps, you'll be well on your way to applying for a mortgage and achieving your dream of owning a home. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips and tricks on personal finance and home buying.